boys are back. Let's talk sport. Chris and Winston, good morning, lads.
G'day.
Morning.
Let's start with cricket and T20. So Tim Robinson was the one bright light for New Zealand?
Yeah, he was terrific, and everything else was a bit rubbish. The real story of the night was just the pace that all the Aussies went at when they were batting. Mitch Marsh was amazing, but I guess also when it came to New Zealand's bowling was just a bit gormless. We just kept chucking it to medium paces to throw it down there so it could be hit out of the park. They needed to have a little change up, maybe bring in Bracewell, the spinner, earlier. Would mean he's bowling in the power play, but it wasn't working for anyone else anyway. I think that the real thing there is we've got two more against these guys coming up, and Australia just looked complete. They were a complete package. You know, we had a couple of let-offs when Aussie were in the field too. So you know, you cut out those, and our total really wouldn't have been up to scratch. And I think we're getting to a point with T20 where 200 runs is par. 200 runs, so 10 runs and over is your starting point. And, you know, next step will be 220 and so on. And so, yeah, what are we coming at? 180 something?
Yeah, 181.
Yeah, not enough.
So we need to up our game, basically, Chris.
Yeah, a little bit. I think when Tim Robinson came in, he came in 4 balls into the match, which as a number 3, that's not what you want to be doing. And then he found himself having to steady the ship after we were 6 for 3. So it was pretty poor display from the top order. And like Winston said, the bowling attack just gave them too much to hit. They couldn't quite find the right spots, and Marsh made them pay.
What about the White Ferns?
Didn't go so well for them either. They actually started really well with the ball. They kind of got into the Australian batters early, but yeah, again they had another batter who put up a ton, and yeah, I think they scored 340 odd in their innings, and the White Ferns just couldn't chase it down.
It's a big mark.
Winston, we've got the AB's team naming today. What are you expecting?
Yeah, so it looks like Mackenzie will be 10, and Tamati Williams, I guess, comes in at loose head prop. The chatter is that the Razor and co won't want to make too many other changes. When you're messing around with your number 10, that's sort of enough of upheaval to deal with. But we might see Lester Whanganuku back in the black jersey. In midfield or on the wing, I think on the wing, and that'll be good. So, you know, he's a talent, and getting him back in there is a good thing.
What's the vibe? Are we thinking give them some more time? You know, because if this was Ian Foster's team, the pressure on the coach would be immense at this point. But for Robertson, it's not so much, right? So are people just thinking we'll give them some more time? We've got more to learn. What's going on here?
I guess he's got. You know, we talked on Monday about the up-down thing, and so they dropped this one, they're down again. He's got a Grand Slam tour coming up, and that's a big deal historically for the All Blacks. You know, just as a series against South Africa is a big deal. Getting to play all 4 home unions in one tour is you know, you make your mark on those things. We've only beaten all 4 of them twice, 3 times if you count the '95 World Cup, which was a little of a shimmy. And so if they blow that, you know, if he falls one short of all 4, that's understandable. But yeah, I'd say the pressure's pretty much already on him. You know, there's been a lot of heat in those corridors. So.
The Dally M Awards. Any surprises for you, Chris?
I don't think any surprises, really. I think it's a shame Luke Metcalf went down with injury, because he still finished sort of in the top contenders for that award. James Tedesco from Sydney Roosters ran away with it in the end. For the Warriors, they came away with 3 awards on the night. So Aaron Clark got Lock of the Year for the NRL team, and Peyton Takimoana for the NRLW Winger of the Year. And Ivana Lauatiti also got Tackle of the Year for NRLW. So, you know, not empty-handed for the Warriors.
This was our year, mate.
Yeah. Disappointing Leka Halasima didn't get Rookie of the Year. I thought he might have had a really good shout for that. He was great for the Warriors and did a lot of work, took on a lot for them. Kind of fizzled out toward the end of the season, but as a young guy with the workload he had, that's not overly surprising. So big things from him in the future.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully we'll have a resolution to the Dame Knowles question by, well, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah. All right, lads, good to see you both. That is Winston and Chris from the Herald, our sports panel for your Thursday morning.